So I'm reading this book now called The Courage to be Disliked. And it's really awesome because just like the book Daring Greatly, it puts in words all these concepts that I've come to terms with lately. And I wanted to share one specific one with you because I can now verbalize it thanks to this amazing book that you can pick up in your bookstore or library. Libraries are great too. So, basically, in this book, there is reference to two different theories of how to see life. And it's really cool because it ties into modern psychology because it utilizes two of the three main, or actually refers to all the three main fathers of psychology, but the main distinction I'd like to make today is between Freud, that everybody knows, with id, ego, superego, and Adler, that many of you might not have heard of. Even I, having studied psychology, had kind of not necessarily forgotten about him, but hadn't put a big emphasis on him because a big emphasis was not placed on him during my studies in university. So, in this book, which is basically a dialogue between a philosopher of Greek thought and a young man of whose age does not matter, and the philosopher makes a distinction between Freud and Adler, and how Freud believes that who you are today is a product of your past, and trauma causes you to behave the way you do now, and therefore you are what happened to you. And in order to change now, you need to go back into your past and think of all of these issues that you have, and so on and so forth. Which, in my opinion, and forget my opinion is not really of importance, but in my experience, that never took me anywhere. That only brought on more feelings of instability and uncertainty, because who's to say what event in your past did what? You can absolutely choose that one event in your past had a specific impact, and then a few years down the line have this spontaneous epiphany and decide that it was something else altogether. So, does it matter? Bringing in a little bubble, if ever that specific friend is watching, with the Lion King anecdote of, it's in the past, so it doesn't matter. Yep. That's Adler's point of view, not you. But it could be totally your point of view, too. In the sense that who you are now is a function of what you want to become. And so, figuring out exactly where in the book that specific thing was. Yes, there we go. We determine our lives according to the meaning we, don't double page, give to those past experiences. That is something you choose for yourself, right? So, the words that are used in this book to distinguish Freudian view from Adlerian view is etiology versus theology. And I was very surprised by this idea of theology because in my mind's eye it was very close to this religious terminology, but theology is just really, if you look it up in a dictionary, the study of the purpose of a given phenomenon, rather than its cause. And etiology is the study of causation. There is a specific example given in this book to make it a little bit more tangible mentally. And so the philosopher and youth are talking about this guy who's sick and who wishes he can leave his house, but he can't leave his house because he's always got migraines and he's not feeling well, and so he stays home. And as you look into a little bit of detail, it turns out that this specific fellow lives with his parents and that his parents are taking care of him, and that as much as he would like to leave the house, he's very comfortable in his house. So you can see this sickness as a cause for him not doing anything, and he just sticks around and continues to lament and not feel good, so on and so forth. Or, as the philosopher states, it could very well be that he has innate anxiety about going out because of who knows. And that because of that anxiety, as opposed to going out, his body has created some kind of blockage to keep him home so that he can happily stay at home saying that I would like to go out, but I'm not feeling well. And let me tell you that that happens to me on a regular basis. Whether the not feeling well means that I have not slept well enough and that I'm fatigued and therefore I shouldn't go practice, or that I am tired and so instead of walking to the grocery store or to the market, I will take my car when I know it's nice out, or anything along those lines. So that's my little blurb for today. The difference between theology and etiology, and a lot of other really amazing concepts in this wonderful book that I will definitely mention again, I am sure. My source of inspiration, amongst other, for the now. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for leaving comments. Stay tuned for more. And in the meantime, peace out.